All right, y'all. It's the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts Podcast.
What's up, good buddy? How we doing?
What's going on, man? How was your turkey day?
Relaxing, man. You know what was nice about it this year was
I thought you were just telling me it wasn't relaxing earlier. What the hell?
No. What I told you earlier was I didn't have time to watch what you wanted me to watch. There's a difference. But my holiday itself, Thursday, was relaxing because what I did this year was I went to my father-in-law's house. I think it's the first time we went there in a while. And I walked in, I sat down at the table, chit-chatted, ate food, took food home, right? And got some free alcohol there, and then went to my brother-in-law's house. We had dessert over there, and I had free booze there. And so that's a plus. That's always good. And I got a ton of desserts. Took half a birthday cake home because we had a birthday cake for my son. He turned 12 today. Old man. And my niece turned 1 yesterday. So there were 2 birthday cakes and a shit ton of other desserts. So
shit, she's 1 already?
Yeah. So I went places. I ate. I drank. The cleanup was easy because it was paper plates. So I threw paper plates in a garbage can. And I got to take stuff home. So I had zero stress. Then I got home and I played Skyrim for a little while. I did a thing, and I downloaded Skyrim for my PlayStation 5 just because it's such a timeless game, and it's such a relaxing game to me, man. Like when I've been working hard and having long days and I need to relax, that's what I like to turn to. There's something about that game. Just I get into it and it's relaxing, and I could spend a couple hours playing it.
I thought you had the disc version 5.
I have the disc version on PS4.
I thought your PlayStation 5 was the disc version.
Oh, yeah. I've got the disc version of the
your
PS5.
PlayStation 4 disc should go right in.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
Oh, I thought you bought it.
No, it was on sale for.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I did buy it. I have the special edition. They have an anniversary edition that has a couple different things. And I wanted the updated graphics. I know they had the PlayStation 5 version, which has a little bit better graphics for it in the online store, and that was on sale for $20, 64% off right now. The special edition is still $40, so go figure. I don't know how they do that kind of crap.
You got it. That right there just tells you how. I'm not into that game, but that right there tells you how many people are into that game. That game has spanned 3 systems now.
Yeah. PS3, 4, and 5, and it's on PC, and it's on Xbox.
And it had a couple years on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, it came out in 2011. I'll never forget the ad for it, man. The ad for that game was Boss. 11/11/11 is when it came out. It was really cool, but it's one of those timeless games, man. You could pick it up and play it whenever, and there are people out there that are still creating mods for it now. And they're constantly updating stuff for it. It's wild. And it's a single-player game. It's not like an online game. Wow. So I had fun with it, man. I had fun with that.
I might have to play it.
It's cool. The nice thing about that game is there's a million different ways to play it. There's a million different ways to build your character. You could play it a bunch of different ways. Make different choices within the game to take you in different directions for different quest lines. It's neat. Like it takes a long time. You get your money's worth out of it for sure. So that's why I love it. The best money I ever spent on a game was that one right there. But yeah, so my turkey day was great.
Nice.
And you?
Well, I wasn't in state. I was down in Virginia at my mom's.
I forgot twice this week that you were in Virginia.
The holiday itself
2 times
was nice. I went to bed early because I was planning on leaving early yesterday to come back. I went to bed early. Leaving early didn't happen. So I think I went to bed at the start of the 4th quarter of the Giants game.
Because that's when you realized it was gone. Done.
Yeah, I knew it was over, so hell with it. But the holiday in general, stressful as fuck.
Yeah?
The ride down sucked. the traffic. The ride back with issues I was having was so uncomfortable. Bro, what should have been 7 hours, 15 minutes took me 9.5 hours. And that felt like it was 2 days.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Oh, good thing is I listened to a lot of Rogan. that is what kept me
Yeah,
going.
but you know what? For that kind of trip, a lot of Rogan is like 2, maybe 3 episodes.
It was 4. Yeah, 4.
Rogan and his 3-hour episodes, man. Fucking wild.
But
you took your doggo down too. So
yes,
you said he was
a champ.
The bestest boy in the car.
Mhm.
So that's good news, man. 'Cause that's a long trip for a dog.
Yep, no whining, nothing.
Mhm. Yep.
No pacing. I brought his monster bed.
That thing is huge. I'm surprised
That
you fit that in your
fucking
car,
thing.
man.
I folded
Surprised you fit that
it
in your car.
behind the front seats, so it made like a second back seat and made him lay on it.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty cool though. Gave him somewhere cozy. For the
yeah,
car
I
ride.
brought something, and it was something for him to lay on at my mom's house that felt like home.
Mhm.
So I'm
That's good.
kind of in tune like that.
You're in tune like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So in
But-
the spirit of Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got something?
No. I was gonna dive into.
Yeah, we'll save that for later. I'm gonna do the spirit of Thanksgiving first. I want to know what you're thankful for this year, my dude.
So I had, like I said, good 10-hour ride down to think about this.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I looked back and all I had to really look at was this year. Like, I'm thankful. Don't ever let this leak if anybody from work watches this. But I'm thankful for that place. Like, giving me the opportunity to be able to afford what I can afford. Like, I'm thankful that it afforded me to be able to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, been a good year.
Yeah. So as far as I go, I guess I'm thankful. I'm thankful for a lot of things. I don't want to get too cheesy. I am thankful for those of you that listen to our show, and those of you who have supported by purchasing some gear and whatnot. You know, having people who have that faith in us and that want to support us is really cool. It's a cool feeling to have. You know, feel like we're doing something right. I'm thankful for my family's health because there's a lot of people out there who have gone through a lot of shit. We went through our own fair share of bullshit this year ourselves, but we're all healthy. We've got a roof over our head. Thankful for all that shit. So I mean, really, even though there's a lot going on in our lives that I might not be too happy about, I don't want to complain too much because we do have a lot of good. And I think sometimes we forget to think about the good.
Yep, that's where I was kind of going with that. Like, yeah,
it's easy to let it the negative stuff outweigh the positive, even if the positive seems to be accumulating more. You know what I mean?
And you don't see a lot of the positive as positive. I deserve that. That's like, I should have that.
Yeah, a lot of shit we take for granted. We really do.
There you go. Take for granted.
There's a lot of shit that we take for granted, especially when it comes to home and health and warmth and
absolutely.
Oh my God, I was lucky enough to get my payment in for my propane and get that filled right as it got cold, like just in the nick of time, man. Just in the nick of time, I got my delivery, so that was cool. How about you, Jared? You have anything you're thankful for that you want to share, my dude?
Yes, I'm thankful for my family and for the job that I have, and just been blessed to do what I do, and friends that I've met this year, last year, everybody that's coming into my life. So great. It's been a great year.
Yeah, I agree. There's, like I said before, there's ups and downs, but overall, it's definitely been a good year. Cameron in chat wants to know what your favorite dish was this year.
Mashed potatoes. There's no fucking question. It's always mashed potatoes.
That's always mashed potatoes. It's hard to cook those wrong, man.
So my family was gone, so it was just myself. I ended up making some chicken and biscuits, buffalo like sliders, like biscuits, and I put buffalo chicken in them.
Ooh,
yeah, that's what I did for my Thanksgiving dinner.
I always like the dishes that are different and not like your traditional dishes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I've always been a big stuffing guy myself. Like I love mashed potatoes and gravy, but I love stuffing, man. It's so good.
Sorry, I see a line on my face, and it's.
Yeah. The light. That's okay. But I'm also one of those people. I really love the cranberry sauce, man. It's got to be the jellied with the lines from the can. That's the stuff.
Nope,
right
cranberry sauce can miss me. Nope.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-mm.
I love it.
Nope. Give me mashed potatoes, bro. I came home with 2 Ziploc freezer bags full from my mom
Of mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Holy fuck!
She made a bag and a half, and there were fucking 3 of us.
Nice. So you went home with a lot of leftovers.
I looked at her. I said, "You know, I'm not sharing these with the others. Like they're mine.
They're going in my fridge. Fuck it. My siblings don't get none."
Yep.
All right. So now that we've done the cliche and we've got the thankful part over with, let's get into what you want to get into, because you messaged me earlier this week, asked me if I listened to a certain Rogan episode, and I ended up listening to it while I rearranged my room, as you can see here. And also, guys, we've got an art piece donated to us by TJT Custom Works. You can see the scroller on the bottom of the page right there. Go check out his stuff. Get yourself a piece today. It's a local artist here in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. So give it a look, give it a see, and grab something for you or your loved one for Christmas, man. Cool shit. It's good shit. Oh, yeah, Cameron fucking stuffing.
I'll have to look.
I haven't seen the Mushroom Guy episode like Cameron's referring to in chat. Justin, it's okay for you to read it out loud so that those who are listening on the audio version know what the heck you're referring to.
That's true. Yeah.
Asking about the Mushroom Guy episode on
I'm not sure. I'd have to know a name and go back. I probably listened to it. So the episode I wanted you to listen to, the reason, I'm on the long trip, that's why I'm scrolling through Rogan. I scrolled back a couple episodes and I saw Graham Hancock. And I had just finished watching because I found it on Netflix and thought it sounded interesting, and then watched the first 30 seconds and I was in. So I watched all of it, and so as I'm driving down, I see the name and I was like, gotta listen to this one.
So you saw the Netflix series before
I listened to the podcast.
Listened to the Rogan episode.
Yes.
Gotcha. And I had heard about the Netflix series. I heard about this controversial series. I didn't know too much about it. I didn't really look into it or watch it. I still haven't watched it. I plan to, but then you messaged me and told me to listen to the episode of Rogan, and that's interesting shit, man.
So now that episode took me 2 ways. One, to what they're talking about in the series, Ancient Apocalypse, and 2 is back down the DMT road. Which way do we want to go first?
Well, why don't we start with the guts of it first, so that people understand what it is that you're talking about, and then you can explain why it takes you down the DMT road.
Okay.
Because I think I kind of have a feeling about where you're going with that. I do.
So, Ancient Apocalypse he is not even an archaeologist. He's a journalist, I think, right?
I'm not sure. I thought he was another archaeologist. No, I have no idea.
He's an outsider. That's why archaeologists are trying to shut him down, or have been trying to shut him down. Whether he's right or not in what he's talking about, let him talk about it. Let us find out. So what his thing for I don't know how long has been that there was a what the hell's the word? A civilization that was able to build these massive the pyramids, monoliths.
It wasn't even monoliths. I forget the term that he used during
Monoliths.
that episode. Was it?
Yeah.
Mega, some kind of mega structures of some sort. Mega monolith or something like that.
What the hell is a civilized whatever? But so their archaeologists date back to what was it? 2000 BC. Is when like the Sphinx and all of that were constructed. He is saying that through the end of the last ice age, there was a civilization that sparsely survived and already had this understanding of what turns out to be astrology, the sky, and they build these structures based on positionings of stars in the sky, because it eventually tells you when you're due to be aerated again. So there's so much. It's so hard.
If only you just listened to it this morning and
I
had
know
everything fresh in your brain.
It's all in my head.
It's the basic gist of it is he thinks that we had civilized humans. We had civilized humans before what archaeologists already believe. So, and the weird thing is, the archaeologists around the world, I don't know if they have their own society of archaeologists or whatever, their own little fucking club, but they're kind of trying to block him out and trying to cancel him, if you will.
Sure, he's banned
popular
from Egypt.
culture. But yeah. He's banned from going into Egypt to do any of his shows,
and he got locked out of the thing in Ohio, the Snake
which
Mountain.
And it doesn't make sense to me, because if there is proof of civilized humanity before what we already believe, why is that not something we want to delve into and research more? Why is that something you want to shut out? I don't understand. Because are they so prideful that they just don't want to be wrong, or is there something that's being hidden? Like, do they have some sort of knowledge as well that they're just trying to hide something?
I wouldn't go to that last part. Yes, they don't want to be proven wrong, because they've spent their lives building these theories or facts in their minds. The other reason, it would destroy all religion on Earth, except for Hinduism.
Explain that part.
It would collapse every religious story there is. Because it would mess up
the timeline of the timelines of the scripture and whatever religion it is.
Yep.
Now, a lot of it's crazy because a lot of stuff goes against certain religious beliefs. When you think about the dinosaurs, like I'm not a person who has read or studied the Bible extensively, so I don't know exactly what it says, but isn't there something in the Bible that says man lived alongside dinosaurs, and that they're like they lived thousands of years ago as opposed to millions upon millions of years ago? So I feel like there's already
the Bible ever talked about dinosaurs.
It doesn't say the word dinosaur specifically, but thundering. It says something about gigantic lizards or thundering lizards or some kind of weird line like that. I feel like I remember reading that in one of the verses. The Bible called dinosaurs dragons, which could make sense, man. But see, to me, there's already something that goes against religion, like especially if archaeologists truly believe that dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago and that there was a cataclysmic event that wiped them out. And that cataclysmic event, they also mentioned something about that on the episode of Rogan. They were talking they were talking about that comet.
It wasn't that same one. It was something similar.
I was going to say the same gist, the same idea with a comet.
You're also talking like 64 million years later this is happening. The one that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about like 12,800 to 11,600 BC.
Right.
Yeah, so it's saying that it was a multiple comet strikes and wiped out in a great flood.
It struck the polar caps, right?
Yeah,
it was
a big flood that wiped out the civilization.
Yeah, it was a comet that had burst in space, and particles of it.
Yeah,
it's called Taurus. They've figured out, and a lot of this stuff is built to face Taurus in the sky, because that is where it looks like, from our standpoint, looks like where these come from, because we go through this belt twice a year. Once late, I think it's late June, early July, and then again late October, early November.
Yeah.
And they mentioned something in 1908. It was early July. There was an airburst. One of these, it was in the timeline for going through this belt, and one of these particles broke through Earth's atmosphere and was going too fast for the atmosphere to handle, and it dispersed and just became an airburst, and it knocked out something like 2,000 square kilometers in Siberia without anything ever striking the ground.
That's pretty crazy. It's actually really crazy to think about, just destruction from the air.
So they're
Nothing
saying
solid
that
hitting.
With all of these civilizations that they've found that date pre-pyramid, like all of them, which until they found Göbekli in Turkey, I think I said that right.
Your guess is as good as mine.
The pyramids were the oldest known structures, dating to the oldest known civilization. Then they found this thing in Turkey, and they date it back to about 11,600 BC. Just and they can't argue that, so it just blew a lot of theories there. Like, yeah,
there's a lot contesting that kind of stuff too, though, that they're talking about. I've gone through some of the comment sections on some of these things from them, and there are people that are saying there's no way that they're dating the rock what they're dating, and they're just kind of coming off the cuff with the time period and all this shit. So it's highly contested, and they're really trying to block them out. But now there's the one part that I can really see is when he was talking about the Sphinx.
Yeah, with all the water runoff and how the head's so much smaller than the body.
Yep. Well, yeah, they said the head's so much smaller than the body, but they also said that they think that it's possible that it actually was a lion head at one point in time, and because it eroded from that water runoff, the Egyptians recarved it into the pharaoh's head. And they're saying that they didn't build the entire Sphinx. The Sphinx was already there, and that water eroded it, and when the Egyptians were there, that's when they redid it.
Yep.
And that part makes sense to me, because they were so meticulous about everything else, it seems, but that one seems off, right? I mean, is it just me?
They were right about what? What do you mean everything else?
No. I didn't say they're right about everything else. I said they're meticulous about everything else. All the other structures that they build, they seem very meticulous about it. So when they build the Sphinx, why would the head be so much smaller? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
so
absolutely.
It makes sense. It makes sense that if there was this great flood, this great apocalyptic event, it could have eroded it. There could have been civilizations there beforehand.
Right, and then the other question is, how can all these civilizations be so precise in how they're building things?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and have so much
a
in
lot of
common
them
too.
point to true north, and a lot of the structures that they built to trace stars are faced in the same directions. Like, how do they have this knowledge? It couldn't have just happened.
Yeah, and that's why there's part of me that thinks that the reason these archaeologists are kind of trying to cancel these guys out and discredit them is they know more than they're telling the public.
Well, here's an interesting thing. Let's take it a different way. So, John Hoops, which is a department anthropology archaeologist, so he was asked about Graham, and it looks like Graham did a TED Talk presentation back in 2013 called "The War on Consciousness," right? Where he had told everybody that he smoked cannabis for 25 years daily, right? He stopped using it because he found ayahuasca, and he said that was a much better experience. So when they asked him the question, so if you take it from this perspective, so it seems like watching the show, his perspective was influenced by drugs. It's because it has. And he's saying if it's important to understand that it's coming from a very subjective place, when you look at it, you realize that he's got more of a metaphysical goal and not a scientific one.
Yeah, and he did
What's
his name? Hancock mentioned something in the episode about how he has experimented with drugs and trips and stuff like that. And
he also mentioned that anybody who runs a country should have minimum of 15 experiences.
Well, and this is another part of the reason why he's trying to be, or they're trying to discredit him.
Yeah, but he's also got science-backed facts. Like, he's got some archaeologists, that work with him.
Yeah. So now go down that DMT route.
So this also goes back to these lost civilizations, that pottery, drinking vessels that they found. It's even in ancient Egypt. It's described in the what are they? Blue lilies.
Oh yeah,
they have all over those.
Yeah, those are powerful hallucinogens.
Yep.
Yeah.
But every ancient civilization used hallucinogens, and they were in touch with what. So what did that help them know that we don't know? That's how I look at it.
Here's the thing with those hallucinogens. It wasn't just them taking these fucking hallucinogenic trips and going crazy. It's like when they did this, it helped them see something to better their society. They always found something on those trips that helped them out, man. You got to listen to the episode to hear how they explain it, because they're a lot better, smarter and stuff than us. So but no, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're a lot smarter than us. Although I will say one thing, man. I will say one thing about the way, I think it was Hancock. I think it was him that was speaking. The way he says a lot of words really fucking irritates me.
Controversy is the worst.
Controversy or the pronunciations. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just.
Oh yeah.
It's like, look at me. I'm an academic. There's definitely incorrect pronunciations, but he sounds so pompous.
I've talked to you before about DMT because I've heard about it on Rogan, listened to explanations of it. It just sounds amazing.
It sounds spiritual.
Yes.
Right?
Very spiritual. Because ayahuasca's DMT. So, and this is the other thing that they brought up in the episode that blows my mind. How does a civilization in the middle of the rainforest, no science, how do they know that whatever leaf or plant they have down there that produces that mass amount of DMT has to be mixed with the vine of whatever that has that blocker in it, because DMT doesn't register in your body unless you smoke it.
Yeah.
But they figured out that this leaf in this vine that gets around that. You don't have to smoke it. You can drink it.
It's as I say, was it ingestible or was it topical?
The vine has something in it that blocks something in your stomach that doesn't let you take in the DMT.
Yeah, and the way they said it was from, what was it, the thousands upon thousands of plants in the rainforest. They knew exactly which two to mix to get that.
Like,
that's either years upon years, decades and centuries of experimenting, or somehow, which will take me.
But what are you experimenting for?
Which will take me back around to my theory, my guess that aliens were here long, long ago, and we're just some kind of experiment.
Here's my thing. All right, so aside from the alien thing, I won't go down that route right now.
Yeah.
So, what are you experimenting for?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
They needed to do something to pass the time, man. They had to figure out how to have a little bit of fun. They wanted to escape the reality of running from predators. I don't know.
True.
Right?
Plus, then what also blows my mind is they started doing those ground x-rays over a little bit of the rainforest, and there's structures underneath the rainforest.
Oh, are there?
Yeah.
Was that on the episode? I don't remember that. I must have been at one point that I zoned out. But I listened to it the other night while rearranging this room, and
then the other dude was talking about the math and how he'll come back on an episode and like go through all of that. Like the math of some of these structures, I'm like, okay, you can make numbers work in your favor, but it's just weird that all of them have like the same numbers.
Yeah. Well, and that a lot of their stuff's connected, like you said, with the astrological thing. Like these people were on point.
And
all
then
of their, what was
sketches and engravings are similar.
What was the point they were trying to make about the tilt of the Earth and something not lining up perfectly? They were looking at some kind of structure
in Ohio.
Oh, that's right. What was the name of that? What was the name of the Snake Mound? It's in Ohio, and that would be a cool place to visit.
But what it is, that I saw that in the series. So right now, the sun it's 2 degrees off from being dead in the middle of the snake's mouth. But that 2 degrees gets fit into, I'm going to totally fuck this up, but the axis of the Earth rotates as we go around however many. And it would have been perfectly aligned at the end of the last ice age.
Now, does this all fit into that timeline, like 12,800 BC or some shit like that? 12,800, 12,500, whatever it happened to be. Yep. I just can't get away from the fact that they're trying to stop him from putting this out. Now, Jared showed us an article before we started that we thought was a little crazy. Yeah. This whole it goes with the whole cancel culture bullshit, man. I just don't understand. A show with a truly preposterous theory is one of the streaming giant's biggest hits, and it seems to exist solely for conspiracy theorists. Why has this been allowed? Like, why are you trying to shut it down? I don't understand. But then you have then you have Shark Week every year where they put out these Megalodon episodes and they're trying to show you footage of Megalodon, right? But that's fake. I mean, I think Megalodon is real, and I think he might be deep in the ocean somewhere, but the footage and stuff is clearly fake. Why does nobody say shit about that? They have a big problem with this. They seem to have a big problem with stuff that has truth to it. And I don't understand. What are they keeping?
Is it 100% right? Probably not.
No, but it's worth
either is
investigating.
archaeology. Yeah, right. It's worth looking into. Why would, as an archaeologist, why the hell would you get pissed? It gives you more work.
Yeah.
Like, go find out. Like, so I told you there was that Geblioteki or whatever the fuck it was in Turkey. And also in Turkey, built at the same time, was Keplioteki or something like that. And that one they built over thousands of years and then buried it by themselves. Like, intentionally just filled it in.
So,
and then there was the one underground.
Yeah. Well, oh, that's right. He ended up talking about that underground cavern system and talking about defending it from an attack, or why would they go under there to defend from attack or during a war or something weird like that. What was that about?
His theory is that it wasn't built to protect themselves when they're in a war or whatever, a fight, an attack from something, because then all you have to do is fill the shit in and it's over.
Right.
It was to protect them from what they knew would happen, which backs his theory of 12,800 to 11,600 years or BC, the Earth was consistently getting hit with these pieces of the comet for about a thousand years to end the last ice age, create the massive flood which hid Atlantis and all of that, and we were told that no civilization made it through that. But how, at the same time that would happen, are these structures being put up if they didn't already have the knowledge?
So you think that this is where Atlantis comes from in the story of Atlantis?
I think he mentioned it. It was Socrates who wrote, like, one of his family members. I forget exactly. I think he was also whatever Socrates was, philosopher.
Mm-hmm.
Was in ancient Egypt and asked how they knew how to build. I think it was how they knew how to build the pyramids. And he was told that they learned from a lost civilization in Atlantis.
And is that when the name Atlantis first came up?
Probably. And then he's got, you have to watch the episodes.
Yeah, I gotta get on that. I really gotta watch this.
He's got maps from 1500s, right, which are sourced off of older maps and what they know. And in all of them, there's Antarctica, and we didn't know about Antarctica until early 1900s.
It was early 1900s or late 1800s. I can't remember what he said, but yeah, it was a map from the 1500s or something. He said, didn't he? And it had like a perfect representation of Antarctica.
They have more than just that one. There's multiple ones, and everything is, for back then, pretty fucking close.
Yeah. So the maps that they made back then, they clearly couldn't travel to these places, so they were referencing it from somewhere else. So if they were referencing it from somewhere else, there had to be some kind of adventurers or nomads or something, some people that wandered and mapped the world, man.
So his thing with the maps is if you're sourcing off of older maps, Antarctica is where the ice caps would have been right before the end of the ice age. Right before the whatever the hell that word they use, whatever they call it, the cataclysmic.
Cataclysm.
No, but it has a name that I can't remember that they kept saying. But right before that cataclysmic event, that would have been about where Antarctica was. And also another lost civilization. And then there's islands in I forget what the hell it was called on the maps, but there's islands out in one of the oceans that was an entire landmass at one point.
Yeah. So what do you think the significance would be of finding out there were civilizations a lot earlier than originally thought.
I don't think really any. Like, it's not going to change our day-to-day lives.
Right.
All we're going to do is learn more.
Right.
And maybe find lost technology on how the hell did they move those stones.
Yeah.
And
Which
all of these places, 20-ton stones. How are you moving them?
mm-hmm.
Like he said in the Rogan episode, maybe the first couple of layers you could see in Egypt using like sand, because that's how they say they did it. They kind of rolled it on the sand. Maybe for the first couple of layers, not when you're 350 feet in the fucking air.
Yep.
There ain't no goddamn way.
Yeah, it kind of makes me. I mean, you know, I've always been of the thought that aliens helped make the pyramids, but I don't know, man. Like, we know that the Earth has been around for billions and billions of years, right? So what if this is all cyclical?
Yep.
What if a society did survive this cataclysm, and they survived this great flood or whatever happened to the Earth, and they rebuilt society from scratch? What if there were technologically advanced humans way back when? What if they were humans who traveled from Mars to Earth, right? Because you know that theory is that that's what happened. They're finding evidence of life on Mars, and they're saying they're finding this shit that proves that there was life there at one point in time. What if there was an advanced race? What if they did come here? What if they were wiped out by a comet or a meteor?
So science is. I'm not saying it's wrong, but science is more willing to accept the fact that there was life on Mars than they're willing to accept there was life 8,000 years before they think there was, or civilization.
Right. Yep. And science
They're not
is
denying
always
that people
changing
were
too.
alive then. They're not denying that, like, we weren't around then. They were just saying we're not civilized. We were hunter-gatherers.
Yeah.
Not
that's the big
capable
point.
of building these structures. You're more willing to believe that people lived on fucking Mars than you are to believe that we were able to be civilized and build these structures and focus on the stars?
Yeah.
Really?
Cameron, exactly. Science is malleable. It's like an amoeba. That's fucking crazy. It's just, I think it's all about ego and pride with these scientists.
Yep.
They don't want to be
Absolutely.
wrong, which is a big change, it seems, from what it used to be. It could just be my perspective. I don't know. But it seemed to me like when I was a kid, scientists were always excited to make new discoveries. And you would see articles that said, what we once thought was this is actually proven to be that. And now they don't want to be proven wrong. They want to have their find, and they want it to be like that. Set in stone forever.
Yeah, behind the scenes here, I've been reading articles after articles, and it's nothing but like discrediting Graham Hancock.
Mhm.
I mean, all of mainstream media, and I did find this because they're saying this is the only way it made it onto Netflix.
Oh, of course.
And I did fact check that Hancock's son is one of the senior managers for the unscripted originals. So, yeah, but so many articles just sit here and try to discredit him. And that's like goes into what Cameron was saying. They want they want to tell us what fits the narrative.
Yeah.
They want to control the information.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not just look at it?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
What's the harm
exactly.
in looking at it?
Why not
You
research?
prove yourself right? Okay,
Yeah.
then. You prove science right? Cool. At least we know it works. If it's wrong, guess what? That's what I was told science is. You're always looking for the next thing.
Yep. Always searching for the truth.
There will be more mistakes than being right. Like, trial and error. That's science, right?
Mm-hmm. It's man, I don't know if I'm what's the word? Not a pessimist. I don't know. I guess you could say pessimist. I don't know. They want to control the information just for everything anymore. And if you want to put something out there that goes against their narrative, they want to stop it. They want to block it. They don't want people to see it. They don't want people to make up their own minds. They want to tell you what's what. If you don't believe this way, you're an extremist, you're crazy. Here I said we weren't going to get political, but I can't help but go in that direction too. It's wild to me that so much is being controlled. So much.
Which that's why people are pissed off at Elon Musk for buying Twitter.
Oh God, yeah, that's wild, man. All the shit that
he gave Trump his fucking Twitter back. Boo hoo.
I don't even think he's going to use it, is he?
He said he
wasn't he trying to start his own?
Right. But
so it wouldn't benefit him.
Did you watch what I sent you?
Yeah, I did, but I think that was one of those videos that people can use the face and make it look like they're talking and make up their own little video.
I don't know.
That's what it looked like to me. It looked a little fake, but
it would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty fired. Oh, you're fired. Oh, you're fired. Oh, you're fired. Fucking love it.
I love it, dude. That would be great.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll have to get on that series this weekend or this upcoming.
Yes, and everybody watching it or listening, it's a good watch. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's fine.
Yeah,
give it a chance.
Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix. That's what you got to check out. Check it out this week with me. Tell us what you think. Find us on social media. Drop a comment. Tell us if you believe it, if you think the narrative is being controlled, if you think Hancock's off his rocker. Doesn't matter to us either way. We just find it interesting.
Extremely interesting.
Yep. And don't forget, guys, we are live. We're changing the schedule. We are live every other Saturday now. We're going to be a bi-weekly show for the time being. Life is a little bit busy. This works a little bit better for us. So bi-weekly, every other Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're live on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Facebook. You can also find us still on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, and a couple more. Wherever you listen to them, we're there as well. So if you missed the live show, don't worry. You can still watch us wherever you want to watch us. Not a big problem. And again, just a reminder, we do have this lovely art piece behind me here from TJT Custom Works. Check out his artwork at the same name over on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you would like to support the show, you can do so by purchasing some gear, some hoodies like the one I'm wearing here. We've got some t-shirts, some tumblers, some other cool things that you can grab. Streamlabs.com/NDT podcast/merch. Support the show and your favorite guys. Christmas is coming up.
It very well is.
So Cameron in chat says to look into Carl Sagan and Alan Watts.
Yeah, I know. I'm writing them in right
I'll
now.
have to do the same. Are these the mushroom guys you were talking about earlier, Cameron? So tonight, after we're done and wrapped up here with the podcast, we are going to head out for my son's birthday. We're going to take him to do some laser tag and whatnot tonight. We already took him to GameStop this morning. He had a hole in his pocket. Some money he got for his birthday. Had to spend it. So we got him some stuff at GameStop. He was a happy camper. And we're going to relax a little bit tonight. Shoot each other with some lasers. It's going to be a fun time. Oh, they expand more on the DMT stuff. Okay.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah, Justin's very interested in this.
I am. I just got to figure out how to get it.
Good luck, homie. Good luck.
Yeah. I'll have to be by you, though.
Yeah. All right. So do we have anything else, or do we want to finish a little short of an hour today?
Listen, you got your kids' thing. Well, I got your kids' thing to go to, so I don't want to be late.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. When I told the wife that we were still doing this and we're still doing it at 3 o'clock, she's like, what? We're supposed to go out. And I get it. I do. I get it. But life has been really busy, man. And I feel bad because we missed 2 episodes in the last month. So I wanted to make sure we got it in. And we got to talk about what you wanted to talk about. I stayed away from politics as much as I possibly could. You know, Oh, I forgot to mention that we were streaming on my page as well, and on my Twitch page, The Holy Man. And if I don't get any strikes for this, if I don't get any violations for this, I might try this every week until I do. So to all my Twitch followers, we might make this a bi-weekly thing here. So, and I know I've slowed down a lot with that as well. I've slowed down a lot with my Twitch streaming, but that's just because, man, I have been so exhausted. I got to get back to it now that I have a refresher here. I got things set up the way I want it set up. I have things I want to do at home. I've been super busy trying to pick up the slack. Wifey hasn't been feeling too hot lately, so I've been cleaning a lot at home at night and trying to rearrange and get my house in order. I got a lot of shit to do, man. We got some projects we want to do, so it's tiring. Life is tiring. Life is hard, guys. Life is really hard. I appreciate that, Juliet. Thank you for the happy birthday for my son. He is super excited. Almost a teenager, man. Almost a teenager. 12 years old today. Yours is in a few days too, man.
5.
Yep. Vivi will be the same. Almost a teenager. Make you nervous?
Ready, yeah.
I'm not ready for those years. I really am.
Especially we've started letting her hang out with her friends outside of school, downtown and stuff. Like after like rehearsals and stuff. She's got a group of friends now, and there's some older kids in there, like 7th and 8th graders, because the play and stuff.
Right.
They seem like good kids.
That's good. And you know what's funny too? Like we worry, and especially on my end, like I'm concerned, and I want to make sure he's making the right decisions, but at the same time I have to stop and I have to tell myself, look, I was allowed to make mistakes. I was allowed to go and venture out on my own. I was allowed to do these things, so I have to, even though I know that it's a different environment today and it makes me a little more nervous, I have to bite the bullet and I have to grit my teeth and bear it and let him venture out on his own from time to time. So as tough as it is, I'm trying to tell myself, let him go. Cameron, I do like Steve Crowder. I love listening to his show. I listen to it religiously every week. So I'm saying, man, like I've talked to Justin and Jared a little bit about trying to take more of a political approach on the podcast, but I know that'll turn some people off. But I mean, current events and political atmosphere, that's big in our world today, and I enjoy talking about it. And the more I talk about it, the more knowledge I get on it. And I think the more knowledge that everyone has with the political atmosphere, the better we're all going to be, whether we agree or disagree on whatever topics. I think it's good for people to talk about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm pretty sure I listened to all of his episodes this week, including his Change My Minds. I got to finish the one Change My Mind though, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do little side episodes or little bonus episodes from time to time on some political chatter. We'll see what Justin thinks and what Jared thinks.
Have at it. That'll be solo, homie.
Yeah, Justin's tired of talking political shit.
I'm done politics. Right now, both parties are fucked. We need to get rid of them both.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Like I said, the more I think about it, the more I'm middle. The more libertarian I am.
I can't say that because it's more. I definitely lean more to the right, but I'm not so far as being conservative because legalize it.
Right.
Legalize it. Let everybody do what they want to do.
Too. I'm not saying I don't.
Freedom, baby, freedom. Less government. You know what's in the Constitution that if our government gets too tyrannical and they try to wield too much power, we can remove them and install new officials. Legally, by the Constitution, we can do that. And it's getting dangerously close to that point. And even if we stand up as a nation and as a people and say this is what we want to do, both sides come together and say, nope, clean house, get everybody new in there, get rid of these career politicians. You know damn well they're going to wield that power and they're going to do something to stop it. Anyway.
They already did. It was called January 6th.
No, that's not even close. That's not even close. That was a guided tour. Fuck it. Hard to be balanced nowadays. It really is, Cam. It really is. But all right, I think that's going to do it for today. We're going to go prep to get out and do some laser tag with the kiddo, and then hopefully relax a little bit tonight. Maybe I'll play a little bit more Skyrim tonight. Maybe I'll visit Twitch again for the first time in a while. Say hello to my friends, play some video games. Maybe I'll even hop on Apex. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, that'll be a late stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't get a lot of time to myself anymore. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Y'all ain't gonna be home till 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, guys, thank you everybody who has stopped by, who's listening to the audio version, who's listening after the fact. We appreciate the hell out of you. We're thankful for you in the spirit of Thanksgiving. Let us know on social media what you were thankful for this year. Let us know how your holiday went, what your favorite meal was, because our buddy Cam in chat would love to know. And next time we will be live is 2 weeks from today, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your favorite networks, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And again, you can find us afterwards on Spotify and all that happy horse shit. Don't forget to check out TJT Custom Works on Instagram and Facebook. Check out the artwork, grab a piece for yourself. And until next time, we will see you all later.
I'm awake now. Later.
All right, y'all. It's the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts Podcast.